We're going back to plastic straws. These things don't work. I've had them many times, and on occasion they break, they explode. If something's hot, they don't last very long, like a matter of minutes, sometimes a matter of seconds. It's a ridiculous situation. And I don't think that plastic's going to affect a shark very much as they're munching their way through the ocean. Okay.
A consortium led by Elon Musk said on Monday it has offered $97.4 billion to buy the nonprofit that controls OpenAI. It's another attempt by the billionaire to block the artificial intelligence startup from transitioning to a for-profit firm. Musk's bid is likely to ramp up a long-standing feud with OpenAI CEO Sam Altman over the future of the ChatGPT maker. Altman on Monday posted on X, quote, "No thank you, but we will buy Twitter for $9.74 billion if you want." Musk co-founded OpenAI with Altman in 2015 as a nonprofit, but left before the company took off. He went on to found the competing AI startup xAI in 2023. OpenAI is now trying to transition from a nonprofit into a for-profit entity. It says that restructure is required to raise the funds needed to develop the best AI models. Musk's new offer is only his most recent attempt to throw a wrench in those plans. In August last year, Musk sued Altman and others, claiming they broke contract by putting profit ahead of the public good in the push to advance AI. Then, in November, he tried in court to block OpenAI from converting to a for-profit structure. The consortium led by Musk that is now trying to buy OpenAI's parent nonprofit includes xAI and several investment firms. Were a deal to go through, xAI could merge with OpenAI, according to the Wall Street Journal, which first reported Musk's offer earlier on Monday. Aside from any antitrust implications, a deal of this size would need Musk and his consortium to raise enormous amounts of funding. According to an uninvolved investment banker, in order to finance such a bid, Musk could sell part of his stake in Tesla or take a loan against his stake. He could also put up as collateral his stake in rocket company SpaceX, which is worth tens of billions of dollars.
In Thailand's northeast Tak province, far away from Washington, D.C., a family is preparing for a funeral as the fallout of U.S. President Donald Trump's foreign aid freeze hits some of the poorest parts of the world. Burmese refugee Pika Lau was in a hospital funded by the U.S. through the International Rescue Committee, or IRC, when it was ordered to close. Her family says the 71-year-old, who had lung problems, became short of breath after she was sent back to a refugee camp and died 4 days later. This is her son-in-law, Tin Win.
My mother-in-law was not in a critical condition when she came home. I am sure nothing would have happened if she still had an oxygen tank. She died due to the lack of oxygen tanks in the camp.
The IRC closed hospitals in several refugee camps in late January after receiving a stop work order from the U.S. State Department, according to residents and aid workers. They were serving tens of thousands of people who are unable to go back to conflict-ridden Myanmar. The spending freeze Trump ordered when he took office on January 20th is supposed to last 90 days while his administration reviews all foreign aid programs. Trump and billionaire Elon Musk, who is heading his drive to shrink the federal government, including the U.S. Agency for International Development, have said the move is necessary to root out wasteful spending. But its impact has rippled around the world, hitting those like Pika Lau's daughter, who tells Reuters how much she misses her mother. "I would take shelter in my mother's house sometimes after I fought with my husband," she said. "As a daughter, I am so sad that I no longer have my mother around to scold me." The loss of U.S. foreign aid has left Thai authorities and refugee groups trying to fill the gap, as state-run hospitals like this one scramble to treat refugees in need. Local community leader Mong Ko says Thai officials have stepped in to provide support like oxygen tanks, though sources say there's not been enough. But what will happen if the crisis occurs longer, he asks. We hope that the Thai government will sort out the issues within 90 days. We wonder what will happen to us after 90 days. An IRC spokesperson told Reuters, quote, "To hear of this loss of life is devastating, and we offer our condolences to the family and friends of Pika Lau." The US Embassy in Bangkok did not immediately respond to a request for comment.
Santorini resident Victoria Rusu is terrified about the hundreds of small earthquakes continuing to rattle the Greek island. She survived the deadly 1956 earthquake, which devastated much of Santorini, and memories are resurfacing.
On the day of the earthquake, it was something quite terrifying. The house collapsed from the top because there was a dome. My mother took my little brother in her arms and held my hand. We started running barefoot in our nightgowns. We went down to the dock.
She remembered sleeping down there on the ground for several nights. Another survivor of the 56 earthquake, Yannis Renieris, recalled the panic that gripped the island at the time. He told Reuters that, like then, he's afraid of what lies ahead.
That's all in the past. Now the problem is how long this will last, how long it will last and what will happen. These are our troubles now.
Santorini entered a state of emergency last week due to the wave of quakes rocking the island, forcing over 10,000 people to evacuate. Greece is monitoring the increased seismic activity and has deployed the army. While no serious damage has been reported, scientists warn the quake could persist for weeks. This could spell disaster for tourism, as luxury hotels hang off slopes prone to landslides. The possibility of a larger quake hasn't been ruled out.
Gucci owner Kering wasn't in fashion with buyers during the fourth quarter. The French luxury group reported a 12% drop in sales from a year earlier Tuesday, dragged down by its flagship Gucci brand. Gucci sales fell just under a quarter as an overhaul failed to win back shoppers. That was worse than analyst projections. The company sacked Gucci designer Sabato De Sarno last week in a move to revive the famous label. Kering tried to turn Gucci around with a new minimalist design approach from De Sarno, but the move was complicated by a global slump in luxury demand. The industry's sales rate is the slowest in years and weighed down by cautious shoppers in China. But investors were happy enough with a positive update Tuesday about Kering's latest Chinese performance. The company pointed to an improvement in the country and the US, which helped send the stock price up 5% before scaling back later. Kering said the company's sales in mainland China and among Chinese shoppers globally rose by a combined 6 percentage points compared with the previous quarter.